Welcome to the Metals Investment Forum. My great pleasure, Dr. Quentin Mai here. West Point is a newly founded company, merging from three different companies together, have a huge consolidated space, potential gold mine in Arizona. So they have some fantastic drilling results since we last talked. Quentin, go ahead.
Well, thank you so much for having us on the show again there, Chen. And it's great to be able to give an update because we're incredibly excited about all the things that are happening with West Point Gold. We're actually drilling 3,000 meters of reverse circulation right now. We just announced that earlier this week. And since we last met a few weeks ago, we've actually put out some results from our initial core drilling program from last November, and we've gotten some exceptional results. The model is continued to be demonstrated and proven. The model for the Tyro vein at the Gold Chain project that we've been working towards is a 15 to 31 million tons at 1.5 to 2.5 grams from surface, open pit, oxide. It's a historical producing area from 100 years ago. And this is a land package that has actually never been put together until the last few years under this umbrella. And it's allowing us to really explore a lot of opportunities. So this land package we've got has 6 different targets on it that we're aware of right now with million ounce or more potential. 3 of those are multi-million ounce potential. And the primary one we're working on right now is called Tyro vein that we've been drilling with this model I was mentioning. And we did 1,284 meters of core drilling in November. We proved the model that there was essentially a footwall and a hanging wall. The footwall is where the hard stop is. We've actually been able to drill with core and realize that there's actually mineralization above the hanging wall, which brings us even closer to surface, which of course would obviously potentially have incredible impact on
strip ratio,
everything like that, all the economics that would go along with it. So the original hole, that's quite interesting. If those of you want to look up hole 30, we came back with 52 meters of 1.5 grams, and in that 36 meters of over 2 grams, we had to reassay above the hanging wall and added 28 meters. And those results just came out just over a week ago, where that hole that was originally 52 meters of 1.5 grams is now 89 meters of 1.08 grams gold. And the mineralization starts at just 7 meters below surface. So we've got this, the model we were working from was essentially 30 to 50 meters wide. And now we're demonstrating mineralization higher up in the system, which is actually going to have all sorts of potential residual impact on the entire structure of the system. We're now drilling maiden resource with a 3,000 meter program. That is actually underway as we speak, so we can look out for results from that in the coming weeks. And essentially with that program, we think that later this year we should have a 43-101 compliant resource model coming out on the deposit.
Oh, right.
So
wow.
It's a pretty exciting year for us with a lot of work happening.
And it is consistent with what you see at 15 to 30 million ounce at the
tons. Correct. So essentially, that's what the model that we're working with that we came into from the drilling that was done previously in the surface work, which was quite comprehensively done. Now that we're actually doing some core drilling, we've been able to learn a lot more about how the system is structured, because it was only drilled RC previously. So there was essentially 5 different events. They weren't quite sure which ones were mineralized. Now with the core drilling, we're actually able to determine that which 3 of those 5 events are actually mineralized. So in geological speak, now that we can RC it, we can get a lot more information than we were having because of the core program. And as we all know, RC drilling is less than half the price of core. Yeah. So we can actually put in a lot of work and actually get a lot more information from that
resource.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the plan that we're working on right now.
Excellent. So then with this, this is just only one of your target. You mentioned you have 6 different.
Correct.
At least 6.
Yeah, and actually just in the last week or so, we actually staked a bunch more ground to the north along the structure on the northern end of it, which we're believing is what the analogy that we've been working from is my previous company, Corvus Gold, which is actually on the other side of Las Vegas. There was a graben to the north, which Anglo Gold Ashanti went in and drilled in, called Silicon and Merlin, and discovered over 10 million ounces north of the Corvus project, which was just around 4 million ounces. They acquired Corvus. Yeah. With this company, West Point Gold, we actually have the graben to the north end of the Tyro vein, which is a blind target. It's not been drilled, and actually, quite honestly, we're incredibly excited to get in there and do some drilling on that. However, the focus right now is Tyro, which is what we're calling low-hanging fruit. The Graben, in our case, it's called the Frisco Graben. We're going to be drilling that hopefully not too distant future as well, and hopefully get our arms around maybe a potential source for the gold we're seeing in the Tyro vein system. That's not even to mention what's at the southern end of the Tyro vein, which is essentially, if I haven't mentioned, is a kind of a northeast trending structure, which is about 1 kilometer long. Well, the system continues to the south and actually splays to the northwest and the southeast in the Sheep Trail and the Banner. And we've got a lot of historical mining there. And mining from 1905 to 1920 means you're probably mining at least half an ounce, if not more. Well, our geologists went and sampled some of the waste rock at some of these targets. And there's one of them, the waste rock, is 2 ounces. 51 grams, and one of the other targets is 31, so 1 ounce of gold basically, which hasn't been touched in 100 years. There's been no drilling, there's been no follow-up work, and this is part of the excitement of this land package, that no one's really been able to put together this the work that's being done here. And as I mentioned to you, with us, the focus is Tyro. We'll get ourselves arms hopefully around a resource later this year. That drives the valuation, and that puts us in a position to actually go out and test some of these other targets, because we're looking, what we see is an incredibly prolific district that has not been put together before.
Well, excellent. With your Corvus experience in this huge discovery between Corvus and Anglo-American, and you use that, and then to the south of Vegas, and then you basically going to land whole land package, right? You pick up the whole land package. So hopefully you get the huge discovery in your hand this time.
Yeah, it's an incredible opportunity, and since Corvus was bought in January 2022, I've been kind of not really working or focused on any one specific thing, and actually finding this and being introduced to this opportunity 12 months ago, for me was just like an incredible kind of moment of excitement to say, if you've got a Corvus analogy, and I've actually had some of Corvus's chief geologists come and review the site and actually put reports out. And if anybody, he was with Corvus for 11 years, and if anybody can actually corroborate the technical side of Corvus to the analogy here at Gold Chain, we've got the person as a consultant to our company that's doing it. So it's actually, again, it's quite exciting to actually be in a position where you've got the technical side blended in with a really strong gold market, because it's nice to see gold wanting to knock through 3,000 hopefully soon.
Yeah. It's good. I mean, it's gold. It's moving along. I mean, a little bit setback this week, but I think it's good. It's good correction, good pullback, and give people a lot of opportunity to pick up the mining share, which I believe is very low. And then with your Corvus experience, I think this is a bigger and giant Corvus.
Well, it certainly seems like the ingredients are there, because we are, and again, this Oatman district of Arizona is an incredible place to get permitting done. We've got a very supportive BLM who gives permitting. The water rights are a lot easier in Arizona than they are in Nevada. You've got infrastructure. We're right 10 kilometers away from the town of Bullhead, Arizona, or Nevada, Arizona, which actually, and not too far from Lake Mead. So you've got water, you've got power, you've got labor, all of the potential infrastructure. And on top of that, you've got a district that the Mako acquisition of Moss Mine to the south of us has demonstrated that you can get permitting done for mines and stuff like that. So it's to me, after working for 11 years in Nevada and Arizona, Arizona is in this area of Arizona is just a great place to work.
Great. Finally, just remind us, how much did you sell Corvus for?
It was 570 million Canadian. That's about 400 and something US, depending on the exchange.
Okay, yeah, that was when gold was much lower.
That's right.
2022, right?
Yeah, January. And again, that was Corvus was just under 4 million ounces at the time.
Okay.
And Anglo's now, with those Grabens I mentioned, has got over 10, 12 million ounces on the Grabens alone. So the whole asset's over 15 million ounces and growing right now, from what I understand. So Anglo is essentially, they had left North America after they sold the Cripple Creek to Newmont years ago. They're now essentially back very much into developing this area.
Hopefully you'll find another one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good luck. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Chen. It was great talking to you.